Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, going to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, this here is, it's not exactly a whiskey. Um, it's game day, guys. It's AFC and NFC championship games. Just going to sit back and relax, eat some food with family, and drink a little beer, guys. I love whiskey, of course, but there are other spirits that I want to try out every once in a while on here as well. I like rum. Um, yeah, I'll try anything once, but other than whiskey, I like rum. And the other big thing I like is beer. And I live in an area where beer is pretty well known, craft beers and whatnot. I grew up 5 minutes from Lagunitas in Petaluma, California. So there's a lot of microbreweries around and all that. I'm not one of these people though. A lot of times I hear people shaming each other for like people that drink craft beer, shaming people that drink domestics, saying you're drinking crap and vice versa. Um, People who drink just domestic beers, think craft beer is fancy and for yuppies and whatnot. But guys, I don't get caught up in that. I mean, don't let anybody shame you. No matter what the spirit is, whether it's beer, whether it's whiskey, whatever. Don't let people shame you into you know feeling bad about what you're drinking. I mean, if you like something, whether it's bottom shelf or top of the line, drink what you want. I'm just here to kind of tell you what I think about certain things, and what you like is what you like, and we can all get along and drink together, guys. So anyway, this beer here is this was actually a gift from my older sister. She got me one before this. It's for my birthday, but it's Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout. It's aged it's aged in bourbon barrels, and she got me the first bottle, and we drank it together, and oh man, it was just amazing. Yeah, this is of course this is a craft beer here from Goose Island. They're actually owned by Anheuser Busch though. They were originally, I think, Goose Island started out in 1988, and they're based out of Chicago. And then in 2006 they were bought by, at least part of them was bought by Widmer Brothers. And then in 2011 they were sold to Anheuser Busch. So still owned by Busch to this day, and that's the parent company. And this is pretty cool stuff though. What this is, it's stout, but it's aged for an additional or for 12 months, I should say. It's aged for 12 months in 4-year-old uh, Heaven Hill barrels. So got a little whiskey connection there. Pretty neat. And the idea, of course, is all the the once the barrel's been used for aging the whiskey, you can no longer you can't put another batch of whiskey in there and call it bourbon. So these barrels that have been used, they'll put beer in there or other spirits and kind of make a, I don't want to say a crossbreed of booze, but it kind of is. I mean, the beer will take on the character of that barrel. The char or any other elements that have occurred in the barrel. The beer will take on those traits. So I'm always excited to try things like that. I've reviewed. I think I reviewed a Basil Hayden whiskey on here that was finished in port barrels, and there's been a couple others. There's a few out there that are aged in port barrels, but it was cool at first. It was fun at first. But I got a little tired of that trend, to be honest. It's something different, but once you've had it, it's like, okay, that was pretty good, but it just seems like everybody kind of follows suit and copies the follows the leader a little bit. So anyway, a little off topic there, but one thing I do like a lot is a lot of these beers that have been finished in bourbon barrels. I think it gives them a really good character, and depending on, as I said before, guys. I mean, some people like domestics only, some people like crafts only. Um, I'm I'm both. I mean, I'll drink any kind of beer, really. I mean, one day you might see me drinking something like this. Another day you might see me drinking a Coors Banquet. I just had some Coors Banquet last night, and all beer is good in my opinion, or most beers are good. There are some that are better than others, um, but if I want something lighter and refreshing, I might go with a Coors or something else. In cold, rainy weather like we've been having lately, like today, the darker, kind of richer and certain flavor beer is the way I'll go. But and this one, by the way, is 14.7% ABV, which is pretty high up there, guys. So anyway, I think I've covered most things. Like I said, this is Goose Island, but it's owned by Anheuser Busch. 14.7 ABV, pretty high up there. And yeah, guys, let's open it up, see what we got, and then we're gonna watch some football. So here we go. All right. All right. So right away, not much of a head on this. It's got wasn't even probably half a finger. It kind of dissipates pretty easily. But nice little tan head there. Pretty dark there in the glass, as you can see, being a stout. Oh man, and guys, just smelling this, you get deep caramel, kind of almost like burnt sugar, uh, coffee type notes. Definitely some vanilla, some darker fruit in there as well. I'm not going to spend too much time. You get a lot of that char though from that bourbon barrel. I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time nosing this. Let's take a sip. Yeah, good smoky notes to it as well. But yeah, those kind of burnt sugar and uh, burnt caramel type notes come out there, and I love that. This is one of those beers that hits the spot on a cold day. It'll fill you up a little bit. I'm a pretty big guy, so I'll have room for food, but I can see how this would be pretty filling. Um, if I drank this whole bottle right now uh, during this review, I mean, shoot, probably would be a bad idea anyway, being 14.7%. But yeah, I'd probably be pretty full, guys. So let's take another sip. Hmm. Yeah, those it's got some of that chocolatey, coffee type note in there too as well. But yeah, just a lot of it is just that char from the barrel. It's Goose Island makes a lot of good stuff. I've had other beers from them. Uh, they've got a lot of. I'll bring the bottle back into the picture here a little bit. But Goose Island makes a lot of good beer, and I'm pretty impressed, guys. I mean, this is really good stuff. Um, I not all of these crossover things that breweries and distilleries try to do, they don't all work too well. This is one that definitely does. This is, I told my sister this the first time we had this, the first bottle I had. Um, she she got me this bottle as well because I couldn't find it here in Sonoma County. So she lives up in a town called Roseville, and which is you know, no, that's probably about an hour and a half away from here. But anyway, she got this at Bevmo, I think, near Roseville, and thank you, sis, for finding this. This is awesome stuff. Very, very good. And I told you, uh, talking to you guys, I told her that this was one of my. This is seriously probably one of the best beers I've ever had. I love stouts. Yeah, I love anything. Some IPAs, although I feel like IPAs are, you know, sometimes they get a little old because everybody's trying to do the same thing. Sometimes some IPAs don't take on very good character. But stouts are one that I really enjoy. Really good stuff. Um, and this is awesome. I mean, what they did, aging this into the Heaven Hill barrels, the 4-year-old Heaven Hill barrels for 12 months is it's a pretty brilliant idea, in my opinion. So, really good stuff, guys. If you can find this, I believe they have this as a yearly release, usually around November, December, something like that. So there may be some out there still, and I highly recommend trying it out if you guys can find it. Um, and if you can't find it this year, look again next year. It's a yearly release. This is this year or this past year's release, of course. So really good stuff, guys. And 14.7%. It'll keep you warm in these cold winter months. So that's it for this one, guys. Rate this out. It's tough to rate. I mean, to compare it to whiskey because I usually review whiskey, but I would give this one here. I mean, there's not much that or anything really that I don't like about it. It would be in the 90s for sure. Probably 94, something like that. And I couldn't tell you why I'm not giving it a higher score because, like I said, this is probably one of the best beers I've ever had in my life. So, really good stuff, guys. If you like stouts, definitely try it out. And it's got that whiskey connection from Heaven Hill there. So, that's it for this one, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. To anybody watching the games today, enjoy the games. Should be some fun football today. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. And let me know what you thought about this review. Maybe I'll do a few more like this. And that's it for this one, guys. Until next time, cheers.